I would now like to invite the co-chair of the THIMUN Foundation, Alain Merigot. Mr. Merigot, you now have the floor.
Mr. President General Assembly, Madam Secretary General, student officers, dear delegates, I'm a bit puzzled. I was expecting to have a screen behind me to show you the pictures of the photographs that have been selected, but the posters and the pictures, everything is gone. Gosh. One small word before we start with the photos. I would like to, we've heard thanks to the student officers some speeches about the last conferences for them, and I would like to just say one word of thanks for an MUN director. We have been an MUN director for more than 20 years, from the American School of Barcelona, Joseph Mas, and for him it will be as well his last conference today. Thank you very much, Joe, for what have you done for MUN, and wish you all the best for the future. So I have to try to remember the numbers, but I have a certain doubt about it. So we have two prizes for, as you know, for the photo. The first prize is about a photo chosen by a jury of professionals, and one of these persons is here, Olga Trunchikova. She's an architect, we had a photographer, we had someone working as well in the tourist industry to choose the best photo. Out of the form, I'm going to give you the description of it because I don't remember the numbers, I'm so sorry about that. And the winner is number one, the boy and the girl from the car. I think it was Fiji, the delegation representing Fiji in the DC2. You are the winner of the best picture. Can the delegate of Fiji please take the chair? Is she here? Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you. Now, the prize of your votes, the Public Award Prize, we had, again, the same picture, we just won the prize. We had, the other one was the Christmas picture, with the family playing with their laptops and with a Christmas tree in the back. The third one was the chess game. And the fourth one was a young boy against the wall with a toy in his hands. And the prize goes to the boy with the toy. I think it's Jill, if I remember what his name is, Jill, from the museum school. Are you here? No one? Okay, so we will send the book to the winner of this prize. Thank you very much, and we're expecting next year a better selection of pictures and a vote for everyone. I yield the floor back to the chair.
Thank you. We will now entertain speeches from our Deputy Secretary Generals. I would initially like to yield the floor to Efe Aydın. Mr. Deputy Secretary General, you now have the floor.
Honorable participants, my THIMUN journey started 4 years ago, and it has shaped my personality from scratch. Now looking at the past, throughout all these years, I realized that there have been so many moments of joy. Of course, MUN is very demanding. I would question life as sleepless nights of mailing chairs and Skype sessions passed by. Yet, all this hard work definitely pays off during the conference. I met peers who are not only interested in politics, but also in philosophy, literature, human sciences, natural sciences, and various other subjects. MUN has become more than a family that consists of companions from all around the globe. So, here we are, surrounded by future diplomats, poets, musicians, scientists. Everyone around you is unique, and this is what makes MUN beautiful. The synergy we created with this year's Secretariat and the staff team has established friendships that will endure the test of time. We have become a family that defies borders in a globalized world, transcending our boundaries of thought. Thank you, and I now yield the floor to Mr. President.
I would now like to yield the floor to Gabi Roldan Malis. Madam Deputy Secretary General, you now have the floor.
I would like you all to take a step back, analyze, revise, criticize, develop a goal, construct a mindset, and don't let anyone swerve you away from it. For the past 4 years, this is what I have done. And this is what everyone has taught us all to do. But this crucial strategy does not have to merely stretch through our high school careers. You all, the youth of today, the leaders of tomorrow, have the right, maybe even the obligation, to apply your knowledge, your expertise, and your ideas to a collaborative effort in order to improve the world. THIMUN, in a way, is an analogy for this. Every year the conference improves. Rarely do we see circumstances where the conference has lagged from its previous years. From the much more productive lobbying to the much more efficient printing and the very improved lunch menu, THIMUN shows to be truly innovative to its approach in order to give its participants the best experience they deserve. But in our world today, there are still pressing issues. Lunch menus can't be improved upon if there's a lack of food to begin with. Many people are homeless, jobless, penniless, and some are even much worse. I'm aware that THIMUN is a conference that brings like-minded individuals together for just 1 week. I'm aware that most of us, including the Secretariat, will be distraught once the realization hits that this community that we have been a part of for so long, we are finally going to leave. But I try to think ahead of the times where you will be influential enough to make all these changes that you have proposed in all these wonderful resolutions. You will be able to improve the world we live in today. And hopefully one day the world can become just as this conference is. People from a range of personalities, from a range of backgrounds and cultures, all working collaboratively, together, united, under one roof, the world. Thank you. I yield my floor back to the presidency.
I would now like to yield the floor to Tommy Lynch. The Deputy Secretary General, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have encountered, more than anything, in the past few years, our common disposition to look for all the things going wrong. In our lives and in the world, around the corner and across the ocean, and in our friends and in all races, we have all, at one point, looked to make everything about our universe look problematic. If you sleep less than you would have liked, you'll say, I haven't slept. If you catch your flight right as the attendants begin to close boarding, you'll lament over how you were forced to run. If one of the biggest newspapers is criticized by your favorite banterist politician, you criminalize all media. It's the newest addiction, one might say. It feels good to make things sound terrible because it fulfills us. It makes us feel as if we really understand what's going on. That we've been cheated and we know it, and we've caught up and we've caught the culprits red-handed. The tragic irony in this is that we know this to not be true. We know that we live in the greatest period of human history. The best part about this is that we need not look farther than our parents' and grandparents' stories to know this. As a matter of fact, we need not look further than each other. I need not look further than the delegates, and the delegates not farther than themselves. Because truth be told, when everyone comes together in order to solve a common mission and looks at things in an optimistic manner, looks at things in terms of the future rather than in terms of the past, looks at the world in terms of what can be improved and what can be made good rather than what has been done badly by our predecessors. When those things happen in one place, you know that THIMUN is where we must be. Now, having reached the end of it, I know that my experience here has definitely been worth it. And I know that the experience for everyone has had a very equal nature. Therefore, with much gratitude and much pleasure, I'd like to yield my time to President. Patrick, you have the floor.
I'd now like to invite Chairman Tan to the floor. Madam Deputy Secretary General, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. The most basic of all human need is the need to understand and be understood. And the best way to understand people is to listen to them. Like all of the participants present today, we've all come a long way to attend THIMUN with the intention of gaining a worthwhile and meaningful conference experience. I come from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and Malaysia is a multicultural nation with 4 major ethnic groups, being the Malays, Chinese, Indians, and indigenous people. I find that in Malaysia, despite the rich culture and diversity, the reasons that issues arise is due to the fact that both sides speak, but fail to listen. Although this may seem specific to Malaysia, the apparent issue is relevant and prevalent in all regions plagued by the largest to smallest problems. In parallel to this very conference, all of you have different backgrounds and upbringings that make your perspective specific and important to you. Through the difficulties I've witnessed both internally in Malaysia and internationally, either political, economic, or social, what continues to deter our growth as leaders is our ability to not only speak, but listen. As I started this journey, much like all of you as an inexperienced delegate 7 years ago, I have been privileged to learn and eventually practice and witness the many skills that make a good leader. By coming out for a week to attend THIMUN, all of you are leaders in your own respect, whether it is leading a committee session as a student officer, to leading the note passing process as admin staff, to leading the flow of debate through speeches and POS. As I wrap up my final THIMUN experience, I continue to hope that all of you here today merge these core values into one in opening our mind. We must continue to learn, continue to lead, and of course, continue to listen. Thank you.
I'd now like to introduce Khan Artash. Mr. Deputy Secretary General, you now have the floor.
Dear all, take a moment to digest the past 5 days of your life. A 120-hour period you could have traveled to a remote country, lied in bed, and escaped the hassle of modern life. But you have decided to dedicate 7,200 minutes of your lives to THIMUN. What you have tangibly accomplished here in 432,000 seconds, whether or not you have substantially changed the world with your speeches, resolutions, and points of information, matters not. As Albert Camus says in his novel, The Plague, I have no idea what's awaiting me, or what will happen when this all ends. For the moment, I know this. There are sick people, and they need curing. Amongst the atrocities occurring all around the world right now, the blood and tears shed, rights violated, responsibilities neglected. These past 5 days, you have decided to cure. Thank you.